only touch greatness.
What's cracking? It's Lil Eazy-E coming up on this next episode of I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Come check it out. It's Lil Eazy, give it to you Compton style. That's what we do, baby.
My white tee and they seen this gun. Yeah, the second coming of a nigga with an attitude. Out of Compton, 100 miles and running. Kelly Park to the Rucker, they don't like me to fuck them. The shit in my blood, so I'm a dyer.
Funky fresh, Eazy-E. Jiggity Daz out of the cut. Funky fresh, Eazy-E. That nigga Daz, motherfucker. Ball slipping, the bitches are flipping. So down I hit a dipping, continue my dripping, hitting my switches, collecting my bitches. The money that I make so I can add to my riches. Still ruthless, you little niggas know who the truth is. Me and Daz on they ass on some new biz. Everybody yell DBG, swing down my way to the CPT. Raiders hat. They call me Lil E, you know the name. Chain swing, pants sag, it's a Compton thing. Hey, cuz where you from, low? Getting banged, don't follow with the gun smoke. Hop out on niggas with the big load. You don't know me, homie, but your bitch does. Blue rag, blue coupe, this crib, cuz. Me, Daz, Cocaine, this the shit, huh? Niggas talking that shit, we'll flip, cuz. Straight up, no heads up. Catch you out of bounds and you getting wet up. None of you motherfuckers. I ain't got no fear. I'm Lil E, let me make that shit clear. This shit bangs so the hate I don't hear, huh? Come on, nigga. This against the memory. When you look at me, remember Eazy-E.
Still 100 miles and running. Niggas know just how I'm coming. Ballin' hard, stacking hundreds. Money overflowing. Pocket steady bulging. Easy young, wildin' Loki. Catch me slide, roof open, rich and roof is blowing. Heavy with promotions, everything in motion. You know just how I'm coming, tell the label run it. We want it all, fuck a couple hundreds. Big business, still in it. Billy Tennant, independent nigga. Dead presidents keep printing, nigga. Ain't no limit, nigga, like Pete Miller. Street nigga verified, wrong or right, a nigga certified. I'm on the clock all day and night. Hit the block and it's a scary side. There go E-Ride. Black and white steady passing while the chopper steady blasting. Niggas
with Ryan Hayes.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
What's going down with you, G?
What's going down with you, man?
Ain't too much, man. Just chilling, running around.
Hey, this is one that really I cherish, man, because I'm a huge fan of your father's, man, since I first heard Boys in the Hood, you know what I mean? And used to listen to all those fucking Easy motherfucking E to just Easy, you know what I'm saying? This a whole fucking catalog of it. No, I even go to the greatest hits and shit. For real.
That's real, dude. That's real.
For real. So
for me, I'm Ryan up here in Vancouver. I'm the one that's been talking to you. I had to make sure I put my Seahawks stuff on because I couldn't
look at you. What?
Yeah, I couldn't let you ride with the 49ers on my show.
Right. And I'm Royale. World 2 Rules 816, man.
Royale,
Kansas City,
brother.
Missouri.
That's right. It's a pleasure, brother.
Gratitude, man.
Yeah, we might as well get started. Born in Compton. Can you tell us a little that we wouldn't know about your childhood, and how the hell did you become a 49ers fan?
Oh man, about my childhood, pretty much a lot of people kind of know, you know what I mean, what I dealt with childhood, you know what I mean, drama, you know what I'm saying, and turmoil in the situation, you know, that I was kind of dealt with at hands in my life, you know what I'm saying, and raised by my grandparents. My grandmother, grandfather, my father's father. Wasn't born in the hills, wasn't born in, you know what I mean, with the silver spoon, was in Compton, California, you know what I'm saying? It was like paradise in Compton, though, you know what I mean? We had like the cleanest, the nicest house probably you could think of and see in Compton. Like if you had a video, you had to see her be in the house and you'd be like, wow, I would never think that was Compton, you know what I'm saying? This is how we live. My mother was in my life, but, you know, my father and my grandmother decided, you know, when I was young, about 2 years old, that I was going to live with my grandmother and go to a private school. I went to a private school. That's what I did do. So got the education. And how did I become a 49er fan? It was, a lot of people sit here, it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but And I say this in some interviews here and there when I speak firmly, but I became a 49er fan for my father. You're like, how is that? Because he was a 49er fan. We just were going to wear red. And the whole Raiders black and white thing and all black thing was, you know what I'm saying, his marketing plan. But once Davis didn't want to give up no money for that, you know what I mean, he kind of struck it out as far as I'm really just pushing that. And that's when you start to see the Sox hats, the Compton hat, you know what I mean? And, just, LA, maybe here or there, Dodgers, and just different things per se when you look at
I see them. There's a picture of them rocking the same Seahawks hat.
Yeah. I knew he was gonna say that. I wasn't even going to give you the credit for it, but I knew he's gonna bring that one up because
I wasn't missing that one. Prince, go ahead, bud.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yo, I got so many gems right now, man. That comes in my head, right? What was one of your, and I love talking about this, right? Back in the early childhood, like what was one of your favorite clips that you used to look at, as a kid, like growing up of your father?
My father's favorite clip will comes down to one of my favorite songs, which was "We Want Easy," and it was a clip of him busting out of the TV screen. You know what I'm saying? And, and that just just holds the significance in us. You know what I mean? And I use it in a lyric. Like Pops hopped out of the screen on these niggas in '88. You know what I'm saying? And made history, bitch, with the West Coast shit.
Right.
Pops was rich, but I ain't had shit but consequences. So out of my, one of my lyrics, I recite the fact of, just that monumental thing of him hopping out of the screen. It was like, him. You feel what I'm saying? When people ask me, it's like, one of his favorite songs. That's one of them. It's unfair, but I just like that line, a lyrical modern creation. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
You know what I mean? That just bar right there was hard, you know what I mean? A lyrical modern creation. Just thinking Eazy-E's on the set, hyped up with the bass and a little bit of what you love. From a brother who's smooth like a criminal. I need subliminal, otherwise known as a villain,
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that was a significant video that I did. And outside of that would be Bro Compton City G's, because it was, when he did the video, he was right there at the house. We seen everybody come over. Everybody's coming by, so that just was monumental too, because I actually was there at the video shoot at the house. I couldn't be out there with all the homies and all
that. Was that one of your first videos? Because I always thought that you was in Only If You Want It.
Only If You Want It. No, that's my little brother. That's Derek.
That was E3?
E3, yeah. That was E3, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't like being in a video as young too. Like you being in a video. Did you get any inspiration? Like, I know I can do this shit.
Well, there it was more so you didn't. It still was just like, still as a kid. That's just daddy. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you see bigger shit when you go to Disneyland, because you feel what I'm saying. Mickey Mouse want to take a picture with him, and we trying to take a picture with Mickey Mouse. So,
right.
just at that time and that age, it was daddy. You feel what I'm saying? You really didn't embark on the fact that, you know what I'm saying, it was like Pops was that big. So it was nothing as far as a childhood that made me think about music, you know what I'm saying? So to probably speed up to a question you probably highly asking or will ask is, where did it come from? So it came from around like 18 years old. And when I was young, I used to always like take his lyrics and flip them. But 18 years old, when you start thinking like, damn, you know what I mean? Like they keep bigging up Tupac and Biggie, and it's like, even now, 50 years of hip hop is like, hey, he's a monumental factor in hip hop, West Coast. You know what I'm saying? He, what I mean? He kicked it off for that freedom of speech music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And just realism. You feel what I'm saying? From the West Coast, to put our city on a map that was a branch, an olive branch for the Snoop Dogs, the Dog Pounds, you feel what I'm saying? The
Dr. Dre's,
even the 50, Dr. Dre's, the 50 Cents, the D.O.C's, the Eminems, people who are monumental in this game.
Right.
You would think, hey, well, if you take Eazy-E out of the equation, we can't say, oh yeah, we've had a Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre still did Eminem and 50 Cent. How would we know that? You know what I mean?
Right.
When he gave him his breath, you feel what I'm saying? He gave him, you know what I mean? He backed him. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't have it. He probably would have still been a world-class wrecking crew. We don't know that. But so at the same time, we still having that story. you can't take out, you know, my father, Eric Eazy, right? You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm kind of glad that you said that too, because they just had the, 50 years of hip hop on the mass appeal. And a lot of people feel a certain type of way, like Luke, like, cause he was like, yo, it's, you can't explain Florida or the South without Luke, you know what I'm saying, and his contribution, you know what I mean? How'd you feel about it? Like, and don't get me wrong, like, it's cool to have, Ice Cube and Snoop on there, but it's always good to always have, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have some type of contribution with
and that's
E.
He's 110% right. Yeah, with Pops all the way. Luke 110% as well. You feel what I'm saying? Like that was the kickoff in the South. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't in the per se. You could sit there and say, hey, like, you know what I mean? The Godfather, that Miami shit popping off, and the freak music. You feel what I'm saying? So It's all a recipe and a lot of things that individuals is leaving out of respective individuals that paved that way. You feel what I'm saying? Had real situations, going through real beasts with individuals, you know what I'm saying, that are real monumental individuals in this game. You feel what I'm saying? But not only that, we're speaking of just the music purely. You feel what I'm saying? So Luke had a voice back then. Luke had a voice all for, you know what I mean, Miami. You feel what I mean? And to say this Pops put it on for our whole coast and my whole city per se that. And I was just listening to Kanye West, and he's just sitting here saying, "We say fuck the police, but that's how I treat them. We buy our way out of jail, but we
can't buy freedom."
But where do you get that line from? Even to sit here and have a thought process to make that bar, which is a great song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The freedom of speech that NWA brought to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
E, and you know what I'm saying? That, I mean,
talk.
if it wasn't his hustle move, it was, it wouldn't be no NWA today. You know what I mean?
At all, brother, at all.
So my next question for you is, when Pops passed, did that light a fire under you and make you want to inspire you to like go get that dream?
Nah. To be honest with you, no. You feel what I'm saying? When Pops passed, it was turmoil, it was trauma.
Of course.
I jumped off the porch and started gangbanging at 11 years old, which was 2 weeks after we buried him. You feel what I'm saying? So no, it was a lot. It was a lot of turmoil problems. I wasn't thinking about no music at that time. That came later down the line, bro. When I became, went through high school. You feel what I'm saying? It was like it was so hurtful that even in high school, people didn't know who my father was because of the fact of it was just publicized. You got to think people don't understand a lot of things that we went through as kids. You feel what I'm saying? So that was just just hurtful for us. You feel what I'm saying? It was a hard thing of us growing up with. You feel what I mean? So it's like when you have kids that sit here and say that, hey, they feel that way. Now, I may not understand them when they're like, hey, they feel this way about their father who's still living, an icon. You don't want to go to school. These people feel that way. You know what I mean? So I understand them doing that. Now imagine, because why? We went through that, you feel what I'm saying? Just to hide away from, the turmoil of people, asking us questions, passing away from AIDS. Oh my God, do you guys have it? Oh, this, that. So as a kid, you just psychologically just was like, just hidden from everything in that aspect. So to be real with you, being young, I didn't have that when he passed away. It was more so just later when you became a man myself and had children myself and was like, hey, you know what I mean? This dope dealing and, drug dealing and stuff like that, following his footsteps in that aspect. Once I got fresh out of high school, it was just not going to click for me, you feel what I'm saying, in a positive way. So it's like, and then that's around 2002, like when 50 Cent first came out, you start seeing this, and then people giving all respects to, Tupac and Biggie. And I just was like, in no disrespect for him, it's just, hey, we got to stand for what really is what and who really is with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, highly respected by Tupac, as we see all the stories, all the pictures you can. Like, he probably would have, what I'm saying, was looking to sit here and be a part of Ruthless at one point in aspect of time. You listen to a lot of things. People go back and look at Money B's interviews where he's like, hey, how much he wrote for my father is because, like, that was, the OG for everybody. So, again.
So you're all.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to change the subject, but yeah, go ahead if you want to finish that.
Oh, no, it was, and it just like, so it's just like he just, gave everybody and paved the way for everybody to sit here and want to be that individual as well on the business aspect. You feel what I'm saying? It's like his mind state of what he was thinking of, the visions that he had. You feel me? Individuals that, like I said, he put on having his own label, being the owner of his own label, and as well as one of the top artists. You feel what I'm saying? So, again, he gave the lane for Puff Daddy to figure out. So again, like what do you really have? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you didn't take this individual really showing you, do you have the Biggie even? You know what I'm saying? So, like this young man, Puff Daddy, had this drive to want to be ambitious, to be sit here what he is, and are still making it working for other individuals. You feel what I'm saying? At the time, not going on his own dreams and drives by seeing another individual black man do it from Compton, California before his time. Baby, Master P, all
Master
of them.
P. I was about to say Master
P.
Yeah.
All that, who give the credit to understanding, like, hey, your pops showed us, you know what I'm saying, how to get this going. You feel what I'm saying? Those real street cats who said, hey, I could pick up a mic and do it, man. Why? I'm just as real as E. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? He made multi-millions off it. I could do it too.
So, but you're always touring with Yella. You were just here recently, also in Vancouver.
Right. Shout out to DJ Yella.
Yeah, we had him on the podcast. Could you tell me a Vancouver story? I know you fuck with Randy up here, but could you tell us a good Vancouver story? Well, I got you.
Oh man, just what was that? I want to see. It was Harvard Event Center.
Yep.
Yeah. Just man, just an exciting crowd. You know what I'm saying? Just. Canada all the way. We did like 13, 14, I want to say almost 15 cities. We went to Chilliwack, you know what I'm saying? Calgary, you feel what I'm saying? Ottawa. We went to places during that trip in Canada, and Vancouver was just one of the biggest shows, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I had like a Randy, you know what I'm saying? Tamara, you know what I mean? I got like a big support system and fan base out there in Vancouver. So just seeing that, bro, and that crowd, I couldn't wait to get down there and rock it in Vancouver on that leg of our Canada tour. And, I appreciated the love, man. I think there was one of the biggest crowds at the Harvard Event Center.
And how much does DJ Yella mean to you, taking you under your wing?
Oh, man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
He a real one. He a real one, man. Love him.
He definitely
shows
is,
love.
brother. He definitely is, brother. And to share something with y'all, like he put the shovel in my hand when I buried my father, brother. You know what I mean? So
man.
When you think about it, man, that's how solid and back and how supportive he's been since then, bro. Since I was 10 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Beforehand I had my father, so people, think about it like what about before then? Yeah, of course we know him, but when you have a father like our father who was a father and handled his business, people weren't, really, I guess you say needed in a godfather aspect. So he did his due justice when my father did pass away and step in and sit here and then do what he can. He went through a lot of ups and downs. He went through a lot of changing, you know what I'm saying? He went through a lot of situations in his life as well. And him finding himself and being saved, you feel what I'm saying? He only did what he rightfully was supposed to, and reach back and made sure that we kept a line of communication. Not only that, but we toured this world and made something off of, the legacy that my father left, you feel what I'm saying? And I appreciate and respect him for that. And we still rocking. We got, we got New Hampshire at the end of this month. We got Australia in the top of the year. We have New Mexico City in the top of the year. We have, I got to go to the Rolodex and see. We just got off the road doing 3 or 4 shows not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? We just got back from London at the beginning of this year, which is our 3rd time of going. Waiting to go back to Canada. I got to get with Val, you know what I'm saying? And they see this interview. I got to get Val and local promoters out there. We got a whole package. We got the legacy package with me, Yella, and Dog Pound. We got me, Yella, and Daz, me and Yella ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Of different packages that we're selling off the promoters and getting feedback from. So you're out there, man. We need to get back to Canada.
All right, you gotta get over here in KC too, man. We gotta get you somebody. We gotta get you somebody. We gotta get you. If anybody right now, shout out to Big Court. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy. That's that's Big Bro too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what? That's my dad. That's my big bro. Big Court.
Oh yeah,
right. KC in the building. That's right.
Yeah, KC, man. We had him on the podcast. Yep. We had him on here, man. Oh, we got a lot of people in common, man. Uncle Freeway, Rick Ross.
That's right.
You know him? Yeah, I remember one time we were supposed to get you down here before too. Like, it's crazy, right? It was my brother, Jake B. He's been fucking with him with double RMG, you know what I'm saying? He's been fucking with Free for years, you know what I'm saying? And I remember seeing the flyer of you, and I was like, oh shit, little motherfucking Eazy-E, nigga. He was like, yeah, man, we could get him over here to KC. Oh, we were supposed to set it up, right? And it's crazy. It was just like, yo, man. And it burned me up because I was talking to Money G and he was having Freeway. And I was like, yo, I should have did it. But I was so too tied up in the streets and shit and trying to run around. I totally forgot. But shout out to Court though, because I tell him this all the time. Like, I'm like, yo, you influence a lot of people. Like, coming from where I'm from, like, I remember CCG, you know what I'm saying? So I remember seeing all that shit, you know what I mean? Because he was with my cousin, you know what I mean? Shout out to S to the B. So it's just like, how is it dope to be with him, man? And I remember seeing him with you and like with fucking I got to hook up too, which I remember seeing the clip of on Growing Up Hip Hop. Like, tell us a little bit about with Court, man.
Oh man. Court is my dog. That's big bro. You know what I'm saying? He got some real ties and connections. Has a small world. You know, that circle of energy is back around because he actually, you know, was almost signed to Rufus Records. You know, want to be signed to Rufus Records. Called him up there and talking to my father. So
he could have shit.
Him working with Master P and us being on the Master P and Romeo were on a Growing Up Hip Hop show that I've been on for about 8 years now, which I'm still doing. We're doing season 8 runoff Growing Up Hip Hop West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So be sure to look out for that. We'll be coming the top of next year. Should be filming in the next month or so. So our praise to God for that. We got another season of that coming off, which is a runoff, another season. Hey, it is what it is. So working with Master P and Romeo during that, Court is, you know, that's family to him. So we crossed paths there and then just reconnected that real energy, you know what I'm saying, and just kept it locked in with that. And, you know what I'm saying? Me and Court, you know what I mean, are, you know, tied in on a lot of different angles, but we got back reacquainted with working on Growing Up Hip Hop. And man, Master P reached out to me and was like, hey man, he had a scene for me in his movie, you know, working with him. And I'm like, man, I appreciate it and all love, man. So we sat here and filmed it up and got in and got it cracking, man. So that was love. I got the hook up too.
Right, I remember that, man, and shout out to y'all, man, and shout out to Big Bro Tretch and Lazy Bone, which, you know, is another close person to you. Like, how is it? Because I'm a totally fan of the show Growing Up Hip Hop, which, you know what I'm saying, I can't wait. You know what I mean? I talked to him right after it premiered, right? So 50 years of hip hop, y'all do the concert, you, Lil Twist, and JoJo, and all y'all, you know what I'm saying? How was that moment at that time? And shout out to Lazy Bone and Tretch. Like, I was just, you know, getting a lot of gems for Tretch and fucking Lay, you know, El Burner. Like,
El Burner, yeah, that's Big Bro, you know, so that's been my Big Bro since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? So just being locked with him, I brought him in on Growing Up Hip Hop. And he, you know, again, as you guys see, he's like a producer coming in, you know, being on the show. So we just connected and kept that family love there. You know what I'm saying? Some of the blessings that I do and hand down. And I, you know, reached out to him a while to get on the show with me. And it just, you know, it all worked in hand. And then him coming in with his OG star power and put together a nice show for 50 years of hip hop with all of us. Got us young individuals in there. Got JoJo back on stage for the first time in I don't know how long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been a while.
Sequoia, you feel what I'm saying? So and JoJo being a while and came out with a great song with Brian McKnight Jr. and myself, which is called Legacy at that. So it just speaks for itself. And again, like I say, Lazy came and orchestrated that, put it together, and got us out there and perform. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt came and supported. Tretch came and supported it, and then all of Bone Thugs and Harmony came and supported. You know what I mean? They didn't get to show the whole show, but we did a live show for the fans also in LA while filming that. But on TV, didn't get to see the whole show. You know what I'm saying? You know, licensing reasons, but it was a great night.
Right. I know it was a great night. And speaking of legacy, man, and shout out to Daz, man, because Daz shows love. He another real one. Like,
that's my OG,
Daz, you know what I mean? Yo, they shared my dedication pic, you know what I mean? Because I do dedication pic. Like, it started off like with your dad and like Snoop and all them, and it was just like it was a lot of people, Pimp C, that I did, and I tagged you in it too. So it's just like, oh yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna send it to you too. I still got it too. This is the thing that I always loved about it. The legacy, you and Daz doing a joint album is totally dope. And shout out to Inhale and Cocaine because they're on the album and RBX. Like, how was it working with them? And Kid Capri, like riding, how is it?
No, I honestly think it's one of the best albums to come out in years.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I've been bumping it since it came out, but I refreshed it again in the last couple days since I've been chatting with you. And geez, I had to start adding more songs to the list.
And I love the one with you and Inhale and I like the one with you and Cocaine. You know, a lot of people don't even understand how Cocaine is. He's one of the G-Funk realers too. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the pioneers of it. Like, how is it working with Cocaine and coming from that ruthless tree? You know what I mean? So do you ever think that I can see you and Cocaine doing a joint album? Like,
oh man,
have you ever talked about doing anything like that with Cocaine?
I just, man, he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I haven't, but you know what I mean? It just, that's my, aunt OG, and just the blessing of having him on there. Everything that, you know what I'm saying, he touched, you know what I'm saying, of working with me, you know what I mean, was just complete. So, you know what I mean, not just like you're speaking something up that you know what I mean, we should just get out here and do. Me and Cocaine need to start banging out.
Yeah, y'all need to do that, man, because he's a workhorse. Like him, Chill. I love Chill's new album, you know what I mean? Like, I love all the albums. Like, when that's one thing I love about West Coast music, right? Y'all shit don't never age bad. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always got that essence to everything. And y'all can always get resampled and it's always gonna sound good. Like, I can see you, Cocaine, and Inhale. I can see Inhale because, Next Generation, you know what I mean? Just hopping on doing a joint album. Like, and shout out to Cocaine, man, because he's another real one who's been on the show.
I met him in person at the West Coast Hip Hop
Awards. Yep.
That's right.
And I got to talk to him. Like, how is it dope to have people like that? You know what I'm saying?
We had him on the podcast.
Yeah, and we had him on the podcast.
I got to ask one thing before we
go ahead.
Before we move on. I need to know, Daz Dillinger is my favorite rapper since Tupac. So I need to know what it is like to be actually in the studio working with him and what knowledge he gives you while you're just sitting around soaking it in.
Oh man, Daz was just really open, you know what I'm saying, really workable. You know, it's crazy as you said that. I was joking because we did this album in 21 days, bro. We were doing 3 or 4 songs one night, and I was like, I said a joke. I said, man, one night I was in, I said, man, he's like, you got to eat? I said, I'm hungry, bro. I got to stop and eat. I said, this motherfucker Daz got me up in here working. I said, he must think I'm Tupac. I'm not Tupac. I can't bang out 5 different topics in one night. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. I said, whoop, whoop. So it's funny you said that you're a fan of both because Daz's work ethic is top of the line, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did inspire me to sit here and get some stuff cracking that I did not even know I still had. Like, I was doing when I was young. But, being a little older, being in the game now and being able to go in the studio and do 4 or 5 songs in one night was, a little bit crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But again, that is, the work ethic, that's needed for, true individuals, and having a true legend like him. He's like so used to it, So that's how I made the joke. Like, man, he thought I'm Tupac. I'm going to do, 6 or 7, 10 songs tonight. You know what I mean? But we did it, did 4 or 5 in one night, And I'm talking about every other night was like, the average of 3. You feel what I'm saying? So, and we picked through them, bro, and put this together in 21 days, bro. 21 days.
Wow. And that's crazy too. Hey, just coming from a Daz, because I think Daz's production skills is so underrated because they don't never talk about him. Like, one of my favorites is always Ambitious as a writer. What's one of your favorites of his production?
Oh man, that one,
everything.
How would you know about getting paid? You know what I mean?
Another
working
gym.
at Lucky trying to get paid the right way. But somehow the right way don't pay. I'm coming home late in the night, got to struggle and fight with the bases and the late night hype. So yeah, oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're young, they had some stuff back then.
Yeah, they did.
Everybody always forgets about the LBC. I Know What You're Throwing Up album that he did back in the day. Like, I used to love that one too.
You already, yeah.
That one
so
didn't.
He doesn't get the credit, you know what I'm saying, that he deserves at times, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to have an individual because we started that when I was about 16 and hey, God's timing, we circled it and we made sure that hey, before anything that we sit here and get out what we plan to do.
And the NWA movie, what were your thoughts on that? I know the whole family went to it though, right?
Huh?
The whole family went to the preview. I remember seeing.
We were grateful that the story got told. It wasn't told to the scenario we wanted. You feel what I'm saying? But it let the world know as far as you know what I'm saying, the overall story of who created it. And he was a start of, NWA and Ruthless Records. You know what I mean? Again, my father's not here to tell his side. You feel what I'm saying? At the end, he had Bone Thugs and Harmony. He had the biggest house that he bought. So, you know what I mean? He just did straight 5150, straight off the streets of motherfucking Compton, all went platinum as a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's not and we're talking back in 1995. So that's not an individual decline in any aspect. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. Nah, I understand that.
One more certified gangsters.
My bad.
We got to know about this. What you thought about the certified gangsters? I know at the time you thought it was cool. A great video, great song. It was the first time that I got to know who you were, to get to see it, because back then we didn't really have much music videos from you.
You said Certified Gangster?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Jim Jones song?
Yeah. That was the first time that I ever got to see you up in Canada.
Yeah, that was right around when I first got my record deal. Yeah.
That was your first cameo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, because I remember I was in Cali, and it's crazy because I was in Cali, and shout out to my cousins in Anaheim, and I remember it was MTV Jams, and I was like, I'm looking at it, and it was like, "You certified gangsters," and I'm seeing you throwing up the West Side, chalking it up. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Lil Eazy." I knew right there who that was. Like, you could tell, like. How was it with the video shoot? Like, for real, like,
it was beautiful. It was a different experience because I was young. So I was young and gangbanging then.
Right.
So
and Jim Jones was at his peak too.
There's a lot of bloods in that video. So I was still young and ignorant and dumb to society and life at the time. We all get mature and wise, but just to be real with you, just kicking it 100. I was young and active. So I was tripping. Like, why? Because it's like, they represent this, and like we have all these bloods. Like my dad want no blood, you know what I'm saying? And it's like where all these bloods come from? But being on that set, you know what I'm saying? Like the love that I got, like I think it was a nigga from neighborhood Pyru that came and broke down to me and cried and said, kind of re-experienced when my father passed away, and was like, you don't understand how deep it is because I'm from Whoop to Whoop and I'm one blood, but when he passed, that touched me because that was like all of our OG. And that was like a real sense of growth for me too at a time in my life that a lot of people don't know happened on that set of Certified Gangster because I was active and stupid. And he like helped me knock, on my head and growth and wisdom and support and just a refurbish of my whole mind state growing up in Compton of unity, you feel what I'm saying? Love for an individual life, one another, our brother, our other, you know what I mean? Everybody and all, that's how we should be. That was like one of the sparks in my life that changed that thought process that I grow and live by now, as we should all live by, because being a young, active individual, I was like 21 years old, 20 years old. So I was still ignorant and dumb. And to sit here and see how my father touched on everybody, with not a colored line, with not no claiming, no setting anything from his conversation that really rocked with me and they let me understood like, hey, how I did grow up in Compton, California, having love and respect from every and all, especially in my city, you know what I'm saying? And just to understand, like, it was just a worldwide real man-to-man feeling of, respect. And that's how I grew up and started to stand by. So it's like, you don't stand with no side, you stand respecting a man for a man. And this man changed game and represented for my whole city, you know what I'm saying? And that's, my transition of how I am now. I represent my whole city. It is Compton, though. It's not Bompton, it's Compton, but I love it. Represent everything. Blue, red, green, purple, and orange, you know what I'm saying, from my city. So, that's just that.
What do you think your career highlight is so far in your career? Your favorite moment, like where you've looked back on it, or you've had like an outer body experience of like, this is it. This is my favorite moment.
Really, to be real, Coachella. Represent my father with on my birthday with the group NWA with Kendrick Lamar, The Game. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody. Dr. Dre, Yella, you feel what I'm saying? MC Ren and all, you know what I'm saying? Happening for Ice Cube, asking me and giving me that opportunity, you feel what I'm saying? And then knowing that it was my birthday and like, happy birthday. And then, really just, he just doesn't understand. I rode up there on his tour bus with him, you feel what I'm saying? And DJ Crazy Tune, smoking with him, rest in peace. D.O.C's brother, you feel what I'm saying? And my homie Star, rest in peace, you feel what I'm saying? O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s bodyguard, homie. Kibo, you feel what I'm saying? Just riding with some of my real OGs, D.O.C as well. And just, just embracing that love and going up there with them and performing, and Travis Barker's son coming up wishing me happy birthday, you know what I'm saying, backstage chilling, represent. So that was one of them ones. And to be on that stage and look at that about 70, 100,000 people, you know what I'm saying, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying, like, wow, you feel what I mean, this is a lot, you feel what I mean, that was like out of body, you feel what I'm saying, representing to where you like, when people always ask me, do you get nervous? No, but that was one of the times I was nervous, like, I know what this nigga Ice Cube.
I'm bad because I was about to ask him this too, because that Coachella, I think, ain't that the one with Recipe when Kendrick was first coming out? Is that Coachella?
Probably was there.
Yeah, whenever they had the hologram with Tupac, was that the one too? I'm thinking
was the one after that, I want to say.
Yeah, it was later.
Okay, because I was about to say, speaking of the hologram, was you there for your dad's hologram?
Yeah, that was another time. Yep, that was another time.
So how was that?
That was good. How was that? I was the body. I was the movement.
Oh, really? Okay. So
the body figure in the movement. That was all my movement.
Okay.
Me performing that, excuse me, in 3D form and, illustrating it on. That was all me. So that was the other one. So basically, every time that we did, that was me performing myself. The hologram was me performing in virtual form, representing my father. So that was another one because my grandfather, rest in peace, was there. My entire family, you know what I'm saying? It was surreal. We loved it, you know what I'm saying? Appreciated. You know what I mean? I would have loved to be on stage and rock with them and do it. But hey, I was grateful for anything at that time, young age. And then again, like I said, on my birthday, I was able to be on stage with the hitters and, perform.
Hey, another friend in common I got on Facebook, a Diamond Ice Girl.
Yeah, that's my aunt. GBS.
I got her on Facebook. I've been talking to her all the time. And then of course Silky Fine, our old friend.
Fine, that's auntie.
Oh yeah, shout out to shout out to Silky Fine. I was trying to get her on here. I was trying to get her on here too.
We were secretly trying to get her to drop in, but I couldn't get a hold of her in time. I was going to get her to drop in.
I know she be so busy too. You know how it goes.
That's right.
Okay, bars and guitars. I saw that was pretty cool. You had your girl. You had your girl Latoya.
Yeah, appreciate it. Latoya Lane. Yeah, First Lady Richard Ruthless.
Right,
she was good. That was a great little thing. Do you guys do like multiple of those?
We just did that one time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
so that was somebody else's thing that brought you?
Yeah, that actually was the homie Ross May and Lady Lack on Instagram. Lanisha, they introduced me to Ross May, and we, had a vision of doing that. And then Toya's, comes and performs. It Ain't Over with me on there as well. Me and her have a lot of tracks together. So if you follow her, Latoya Lane at TOTOYLAIN, Toy Lane on Instagram. She has plethora of songs with us of a performance like that. So other than that, that was the one that I actually did it myself though.
Right. Yo, and a happy birthday to Nip, man. You got any story with Nip,
oh,
man?
That's my
Like,
dog.
for real.
Yeah, that's my dog. The first show we did with our first billboard we had off the 605 freeway, we were doing it, I think, Adelanto or one of the Riverside or San Bernardino Fairplexes. Me and Nip did that show. So, you know what I mean? It was, I was, very fond of knowing Nip, you know what I'm saying? We worked together, you know what I'm saying, mutually, know a lot of individuals running through the same streets and parts of LA. So that was my dog. Rest in peace and happy birthday to him, man. You feel what I'm saying? A true individual doing it, holding down, you know what I mean? Remind me of my father in the aspect of just being just a true boss, you feel what I'm saying? And
right.
You know what I'm saying? Just paving the way and being that style and form for LA, you feel what I'm saying? From his side and his turf. You feel what I'm saying? That branched off worldwide, you feel what I mean? So very, very, very sad, you know what I'm saying, in the situation. I mean, God bless his family, his kids, Lauren London, and his mother and father, you feel what I'm saying, Black Sam, which is, you know what I'm saying, a solid individual, you know what I mean, never really had the chance to meet Black Sam, but respecting a lot of things that he done, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of got that feeling, you know what I'm saying, love and heart as far as what he's going through in life, you feel what I'm saying, if pushing his brother and his little brother and this former aspect of being a sad story. So I respect the whole family, the whole movement. My boy is my homie is Jay Stone, you feel what I'm saying? One of my lokes, you feel what I'm saying? My rider that when he tapped out, we, you know what I'm saying, we did a song together, you know what I mean? And, just always been my solid, you know what I'm saying, and neighbor, you feel what I mean? That's how we gonna say it, that's how we gonna get down. So but again, I got much respect for the whole team.
Right. And you know what's so crazy is like I'm going back to
growing. It's funny with Killer Twan. Me and Killer go back.
Yeah, Killer Twan. Yeah.
Yeah, Killer Twan, that's my dog too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we go back. Me and Twan go back. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as I'm going to the, you know what I'm saying, the 6-0 card, you feel what I mean? Jay Stone was my loc that I through that whole Nipsey circle.
Right. And so I'm over here thinking about going back to growing up hip hop, man. Like you always like with the next generation of rappers, kids, you know what I'm saying? You grab, you something that you can always talk to, you know what I mean? Like on the show, like you can always talk to JoJo, you can always talk to Romeo, you can always, you know what I'm saying? You got a little leadership with them. Like, how's it like, just giving them a little game about, about life in general?
It's always good. I mean, my little brothers, I'm older than a lot of them, you feel what I'm saying? I've been through a little more than they have been, you feel what I'm saying? Despite what situation they're going through, if it's kids, if it's, you know what I'm saying, a new one, learning this, thinking about having another one, just anything in a life situation. That's just my, given duty to sit here and give back to my little bros. And, me and JoJo go way back, man, over 10+ years. But and again, both of them and all of us having this, both of them individuals and all of us in a whole, have the kind of, same kind of scenario of being, sons of iconic individuals that paved the way and laid it down in this game. You see what I'm saying? If it depended on it being Run DMC to Eazy-E to Master P, you know what I'm saying? Whatever time it is, it's just still same equal of understanding about how we dawned to be sons of individuals who were iconic names in this business, you know what I'm saying, and did what they did, and living up to those hypes, living up to the, what we feel like what we should do, you feel what I'm saying, critiquing and being hard on ourselves because we have these big shoes that we feel like we're gonna fill, you know what I mean, and they can have each and on their own understanding of that. But me myself, it never was the fact of thinking about shoes to fill. It was just I was going to clean these shoes off that was already there. You feel what I'm saying? That fresh pair that was just in the closet. I felt people were just like forgetting about. So that was always my dream and my drive is to sit here and make sure, his legacy is never forgotten. So it wasn't starting my own. It wasn't feeling like I can compare it to being him and nothing like that. I'm just his son. And who else is going to push him? But, what I'm saying, his boys, so. That's just that. So we go through different understandings of where we have conversations and, understandings of like, what we, seem to think that we have to live up to, and, the situations or problems that some might have to have with their father that's still living, and me giving advice of, appreciating, your pops period point blank, because someone's could be in a different position. Someone's to wish, what I'm saying, we had that. Never envy anything, but just wish I had my own situation in that. And I give love and thanks that seeing that they, have a good relationship with their father. So I always push that and hoping that there's no quarrel.
Right. I can tell that. But like just everything that you do, like you can tell like you can always help with that situation, because I remember that last part whenever Romeo comes back, right? And then everybody like they thought it was gonna feel like awkward, but it looked like it was really fun. Like, how was that moment at that time? Like when
it was different, because it was some tensions, you know what I'm saying? It was some real life tension of individuals feeling that way because he felt like he was portrayed in on an aspect, as far as on TV, and in some aspects we're kind of like a little, maybe, too shaky and kind of wrong of what was going on. So, yeah, it was just a little shaky, like,
I can tell, because like JoJo even said, he was like, man, it's up whenever I see him, you know what I mean? Like, I could tell, like, they really, took that to heart, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it just, I'm glad that everything happened on a positive note, like, and you're the only one that can bring that, you know what I'm saying, that energy, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, we can bond, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just talk it out. That's what I love about that.
Yeah. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
And you of course, you come from such a talented family. It's your brother and your sisters are all doing music or acting, and E3. And one of your brothers, Marquise, I gave a beat to back in the day from my beat maker, who's actually passed now, Little DG. But I gave him a beat, and he rocked one of his songs of the music video and everything over my guy's beat back in the day.
That's real. Cool. Yeah. That's real. That's real.
Speaking of your brother, the E3, and then you also had Curtis Young on the DNA group. Are you ever thinking of doing that? Are you ever thinking of doing that again?
Me and E3 are definitely going to do some music.
Yeah.
I just got in contact with Curtis, so that's up in the air, and it's always a possibility, but just got to see what he's doing. But me and E3 definitely have some music coming.
You're good.
No, that would be dope. That would be dope. And shout out to Curtis Young too, and all of them. Right.
You still got your rich and ruthless cannabis.
Right.
Yes, we do. We're going into the indoor line, so it's called Petrol. Will be the first brand of Little E exotics. But yes, we definitely still got the rich and ruthless cannabis.
All right, we got to get that up here in Vancouver.
Oh my goodness! Yes, you know it. Yes, we got to find the right grower for it, because it's quality, it's good quality. That's what we stand by, the quality.
So, do you have any pre-show rituals, like before you go out to perform, or you obviously probably smoke one?
You definitely got to get high, but the very versatile stuff that is that you ask the man above to sit here and bless you with a great show and a great outcome. You feel what I'm saying? A great performance to stay healthy and well, and everybody gets home safely after the performance and blessing. You feel what I'm saying? So, I pray.
You have a dream venue you wish to perform in one day?
Yeah, Sydney, Australia. What is that?
Amphitheater?
It's the big hall in Sydney, Australia. I'm gonna get the name. I'm high.
Okay. Hey, man, so am I.
Hey, ain't no wrong with it, man. Shit, what about, that's life.
I always ask this one too. If you were having a dream dinner party and you can invite 3 other famous people, dead or alive, who would you want to be at your table? And I'm guessing Pops.
A dream dinner party, dead or alive. So hypothetically speaking, we're gonna go dead individuals. So I guess my father. It's a hip hop. You say hip hop?
It don't have to be. Mine are Tupac.
Yeah, whatever.
Mine are Tupac, Seth Rogen, and I want to see some eye candy, so I go for like Shakira.
Man, I heard that. So
okay. It's a lot. So it's like, because I always say father. Easy, your dad, and Pac.
Yep, I'm gonna go with my father.
Yep. We like.
I'm gonna go with my father. So we're going hip hop. Okay, I'm gonna go. So you said hip hop, but it don't have to be hip hop. So now you got me really thinking. So instead of just sitting there for a minute, I'm gonna go off the top of the head. It's gonna be. my father, Jerry Heller,
Good one.
and Dr. Dre.
Woo. Speaking of that, I'm glad you waked that up. Have you ever had any talks of doing any music with Doc? Like, did Doc ever try to be like, hey man, I want to do a song with you? Like any time like that?
Dr. Dre or D.O.C. Doc? Because we call
Dr.
Doc
Dre.
D.O.C.
Yeah,
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Doc.
We call D.O.C. Doc. So when I was working with D.O.C., they were sending music to Dre, and then Dre was coming over critiquing things that I was doing when I first was in the music. And I went over there and worked at the studio and got work like a big dog. Like, so, like I could see where Daz got his training from, because, you know what I'm saying? I see how the whole Ruthless from Death Row, Dr. Dre's protege worked like to perfection, and got work ethic. So back when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, was always around, and he wanted to do this and that and the other. And it just didn't come to fruition, but that's just how Dre works. You know what I mean? If we were ambitious to put something out. It was kind of like that thing that if you were patient and waiting, and hey, you getting the ball of, doing it. If not, you feel like you got a vision to go and moving on things, then you kind of got to wait on his time and if it's right. So, hey, it just didn't happen, right?
Right, I would or MC Ren. I would love, because I still want more MC Ren. Like I listen to I still listen to Ruthless Villain. Like I still listen to all MC Ren shit.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Who did the second verse on "It Ain't Over"? That guy sounded like Dre, but I can never find them in any of the credits.
Yeah, it's one of my dogs that was just doing his due, and I kept it on there.
Yeah, okay. It was a good verse. I just couldn't find it in any credits anywhere to know who it was.
Yeah.
What do you want your family legacy to be remembered as when you retire?
Representing, upholding, their father's legacy. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we standing on want to do.
What's the favorite verse you've ever had on a song?
A good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's a hard one. It's a hard question. I got to get back at you with that one. That's a hard question.
Okay, then what's your favorite song you ever made if it's not the verse?
A lot of them didn't ever come out. One's called California, I did with Chink Santana, and Street Lights that I did with Chink Santana. You know what I mean? They were, great songs that were supposed to be on the album that I was doing when I was with Black Crowd Universal that never came out. And that's some good ones. And actually, California goes like this. I'm from the home of Tookie Williams, Massacotti, and Ricky Ross, so I can show you how to gang bang it really false. See, Cali ain't the land of the G's, then I'm confused. My daddy started this shit, so I'ma walk in his fucking shoes. The home of the angels niggas come up missing. They said your homie got shot. Go get your gun, stop bitching. So I can show you how to ride and go and put in work. See, I'm a young professional, nigga. I come from the dirt. And I roam around comping like I own that bitch. Trust me. I ain't with the games and shit. It must be Lil Eazy's time to shine. I got a couple cases pending for your heinous crimes. See, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm a rare breed. I'm a front line nigga. True soldier, yes indeed. From the city where you get it cheaper, homie, yes indeed. Real ghetto nigga. This is what I live and breathe. It's California.
That's hard. So, I remember hearing that
song of, California. You know what I mean? The city where niggas ride. I gave up the shout to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? So this is California.
Oh, yeah. That's hard. Was that going to be on your debut album? Because I remember
that I did. That's another one I did with respects to Tupac. I did that with Johnny J.
Yeah,
so I was Tupac's producer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so how was it working with Johnny J?
Oh, that's my dog, man. God bless his soul. And his family and his wife were family, friends of mine. It was amazing working with him, especially see how he came with led him to my homeboys. You know what I mean? Like that was another favorite song. Yeah. Now you see, you got me thinking all that stuff that didn't come out. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just tell people like what I probably have one of the hottest albums that never even came out. I've been through this record industry with 3 or 4 deals and got stuff with Chink Santana that I'm telling you with, you know what I'm saying? I Chink Santana and Static Major. You feel what I'm saying? Individuals who with R. Kelly
and forget about Static Major.
Yeah, we had songs, bro, and you know what I'm saying, that just never came out. You feel what I'm saying? That were like, if you played that today and think like we're talking about 12 years ago, you'd be like, what? This was supposed to be coming out 12 years ago. Like,
yeah, because that's one of the ones like that took
like,
me.
Letter to My
That was a
Homies
huge
came
beat.
out. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Letter to My Homies came out more than 15 years ago.
Yeah,
we're talking about 15 years ago. Letter to My Homies. 15 years ago, and go play that. Tell a person to go YouTube that. Letter to My Homies. I did that exactly 17 years. So I say over 15. I did that exactly 17 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Going on 18 years.
Yeah, and it was like it's a piece of me. I call it the ingredients of me because I needed that shit. Like for real, it made me who I am today because I lost a lot of homies. So you know what I mean. And when you hear stuff like that, you know, it's huge. And speaking of Static Major, which another
he's man, God bless his soul. He was with me
like
before he passed away,
off his joints. Like, how was it working with him? Any story with Static Major?
Oh my goodness, I got story over story, bro. Like we worked together. Like he before he passed away, that's where he was at us. You know what I mean? He was in the studio and he was sick, he was coughing, he was sneezing, and I told him to go ahead and go rest, that he could sit there. We were working with DJ Toomp in Atlanta, and he just came from doing a lollipop with Wayne, and then he took the night off and hit me the next morning. He was like, hey, you know, I'm ready to go. I'm good. I'll be in there working in the other. So I ended up going to work going to write at a side studio until we go the next day. So he's like, yeah, I'll be there. They got a schedule for tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah. So I go to the studio and he wasn't there. So my manager, Pete Farmer, called me from LA. And he was like, hey, what's going on? I said, nothing much, man. I'm here finishing up this song. Then I'm supposed to begin in the studio with Static later to finish at the big studio. And he's like, man, no, I didn't say that, but he's like, I said, yeah, just finish up a song. He's like, yeah, that's fucked up, man, with Static, huh? And I'm like, what happened, bro? And he's like, man, he died. And I'm like, what? So, you know what I mean? That night, he ended up going to the hospital. And then something happened, of course, you know what I mean? I don't want to falsely say no stories. And he got airlifted. He got airlifted to Kentucky and passed away at the hospital. And so that was the next day after we were in the studio. We were all working in Atlanta at the time. So you look at the story, his wife will tell you that he was with us, you know, before he passed away. So it was great, bro. We actually really grew a relationship that was rocky because just to let your knowledge know, like Static was a great writer that wanted to have his vision and drive to being an artist itself. Coming with this is a lollipop, of course, and everything. And when I got to the label, he had a song that he submitted, and Barry Hangerson was like, "Hey, I want to give this song to this young kid, Lil Eazy-E we had," and to know how personally he felt at the time, and then us growing to like each other, he kept it real. Like, hey, I felt some way, but knowing you can only love who you are. So whatever you need, like I'm giving you all of me, because you know he was a writer, and I was like, wow. And we really grew a relationship. Even as a man, I know, like, man, that's kind of hard. You submit these songs and feel like you got a hit, and then this guy comes and he's like, got this young kid he just signed, Eazy-E son, and he's like, hey, let's get him this record, and you go on with it and suck it up, and then went on the road with me as my writer, working with Timbaland, working with DJ Toon. Like, I'm going to work everywhere. He's coming with me as my writer. You know what I mean? And he's like, not no motherfucking writer. This is work with R. Kelly and Aaliyah and Missy, Timbaland. Like, this is a 5-10 star writer. You know what I'm saying? That I had at the time when I was in the game, and he's traveling with me going that, and that was significantly the last time we were together. Before he got airlifted home and passed away.
That's crazy because Speed. I remember when he passed away, and I was looking for stuff from him. And speaking of, he worked with Magoo, R.P. Magoo, because he done passed away this week. And I remember hearing Speed of Light, and I was like, yo, you could tell just the way his writing path and just the way he harmonized. Like a lot of things is missing in R&B because stuff like what Static had, like what Player Cheers for You and stuff like that. Like you could tell when a writer's gone, the essence is gone with them,
Perfect. Thank you. I'll get this back to you as soon as possible. And the Seahawks are winning the division.
Stop it. Hey, we could bet dinner, man. Dinner, some smoke. I want like 3 ounces, man. It's some good shit.
Yeah.